Hello, Cleveland. This is Spinal Tap goes up to 41. And so it's back in theaters for this very August anniversary.
Yes. Tonight, we're going to rock you. Tonight. Any opportunity to go back and rewatch This Is Spinal Tap will do. We just talked about In the Mood for Love, a masterpiece. Any chance to watch that is great, but any chance to watch this is great too. And I've seen it so many times. It's one of those movies that, it comes on, you just stop and watch it. It's infinitely quotable.
We've all seen it. Believe there was ever a time it didn't exist.
That's a really good way to phrase it. Yeah, it feels like it's always been there and so hugely influential as the movie that birthed the mockumentary, the modern day mockumentary. So come hang out. If you like this kind of movie and going back and doing throwback reviews like this, come hang out with us because we love doing this kind of thing.
I think that the problem may have been that there was a Stonehenge monument on the stage that was in danger of being crushed by a dwarf.
This is Spinal Tap is in theaters for a long weekend, I want to say, through Fathom Events. We'll have a link down below to where you can find it near you, but it's playing in a lot of places, and it's a 41st anniversary. It is, remastered and remixed and all that good stuff. So you can hear the songs the way that David St. Hubbins and Nigel Tufnell wanted you to hear them.
It's been remixed in doubly.
In doubly, yes. That's, again, an example of a thing that we quote all the time. Like when we go to a movie and it's playing in the Dolby Theater with Multiplex, Nick will always say, "Oh, look, it's in doubly." So Rob Reiner plays Marty St. Bergy. Marty DeBergy. He is the filmmaker behind this documentary. And I'm sure that there are probably people who, when this first came out, thought this was a real documentary, because they play it so straight.
But also at the time that he was coming out, I think it was more generally understood that he was goofing on Scorsese and The Last Waltz specifically.
Oh, I thought he was also goofing on Spielberg with The Hat.
It could be. I mean, I'm sure there's an amalgam of things going on, but I remember as an old, I saw this movie in its original release as a high school senior, and I remember the chatter at the time was like, he was at least indirectly parodying The Last Waltz here.
So Spinal Tap is a band that has waned in popularity, but after 6 years are finally going out on a US tour. And so this director thinks this is a great time to embed myself with them and follow along with them and document this process and how do they get along and what's their creative process like. And all of this is improvised. Christopher Guest, Harry Shearer, Michael McKean and Rob Reiner are improvising all of this, which is amazing. They wrote all the songs. And I mean, it's Spinal Tap. And so the tour goes horribly wrong. David's girlfriend, Janine, tries to insinuate herself with horoscope readings and booking them into terrible gigs. And
I told them Spinal Tap, then puppet show.
I've told them once, I told them 100 times. It's Spinal Tap first, puppet show last. And it's horrible the way that they infight, but it's so deadpan. And even when they get mad, it's just so silly. And the songs are legitimately great. This is the thing with the music is that they're so catchy. I went back and rewatched this and have been singing all the Spinal Tap songs around here, even though, again, I've heard them a million times. Just like that, the seed of the nugget of this is so great. And when you think about the legacy of all those Christopher Guest mockumentaries that it's spawned, and just in the smallest roles, like Billy Crystal as a mime, Angelica Houston as the woman who designs the Stonehenge, which I just realized this time around, that's Angelica Houston designing the Stonehenge. I did not know that before. Fran Drescher, of course, is great. Fred Willard. The Fred Willard section is so perfect, just in terms of finding that perfect tone of deadpan absurdity.
Yeah.
That was his bread and butter. So this still totally holds up. And a thing I was thinking about that I want to ponder with you here is that it's so quotable, and it comes from this era of comedies like Airplane or Caddyshack or Animal House, where 4 decades later, plus, we're still quoting them. When someone says, this one goes to 11, you know what that means immediately. And I don't know that movies, either they're not that quotable anymore, or the way we consume movies has changed so much that it's splintered in a way that prevents that kind of communal experience where we're all quoting the same movies.
I mean, a little of both. I think certainly among people I know, if you say like Trish at Christmas, forget it. You know, like they know what you mean. But you're right. It's not necessarily movies aren't as one liner forward in a way. Like they maybe tend to deal with sort of broader kind of situational or character based stuff. But yeah, this is literally iconic. This movie. It created a new subgenre in a way, or at least refined one. In a way, what struck me watching it again last night for the first time in a while was how much the world kind of caught up to this. Like in 1984, the idea of a band doing a song called Big Bottom was hilarious. But now we live in a world where Baby Got Back exists, you know, and so it's like, you know, they saw it coming in a way. You know, I think there's stuff that you would think of as being like obviously a joke that nowadays is kind of like, oh yeah, but then this other thing actually did happen, and so you know, here we are. Yeah, it's still brilliantly hilarious. If there's one thing that I found maybe didn't quite land so much is the Janine character is such a villain. She is so clearly like, you know, bad and not on the same wavelength as the other characters, and even like the guys in Spinal Tap are stupid but they're lovable, you know. And she's kind of scheming and conniving in a way that like you understand, like the radio people or the record label people or whatever. And I don't know, it to me it sits like a Beatles fan that's still complaining about Yoko Ono. It's like, fucking let it go already. But that's a minor point, you know. I think it is a movie that really understands the music industry pretty damn well and nails a lot of things, and just even like subtle things of like how these guys dress. You know, like whether it's the baseball jerseys or the fetish gear, the fact that Derek Smalls is playing like this enormous like double-necked bass, even though he's not using both necks. No. It's just there to be, you know, bigger and more impressive. It's the going to 11 of bass guitars, you know. I think there's the DNA of so much stuff is in this movie. Particularly, obviously, Christopher Guest would take this notion and run with it in other genres and other, like, you know, areas of things he's making fun of. But for the most part, I'd say it does absolutely hold up.
Yeah, and as far as all of the stuff like the double bass and all of that, like it feels like a comment on 80s conspicuous consumption, right?
Sure.
Like the garish 80s over the top with the hair and the giant skull behind them, and it's all so excessive. But then I love that it also touches back into the evolution of Spinal Tap, and all those songs are really good too.
Yeah,
like Give Me Some Money is a great song, like a legitimately great song.
Even Listen to the Flower People is a bop, you know. Yeah,
but sort of like, I know we talk about Walk Hard here a lot. It's like Walk Hard in that the songs are funny and they're making fun of specific kinds of genres of songs, but they're also really good on their own.
Yeah, it's the, you know, the late Adam Schlesinger was really great at figuring out how to do a song that sounded like it would have been recorded 20, 30, 40 years ago and make it so where you would get it stuck in your head now, you know.
What's your favorite Spinal Tap song?
I mean, either Give Me Some Money or I kind of have a soft spot for Sex Farm, just because that scene is so funny, like the context in which they're performing it to an audience that does not want to hear it. What about you?
No, I love Give Me Some Money too. It's a legitimately great song, but like Stonehenge gets stuck in my head, but like the bridge of Stonehenge where he's like, and you, my love, where the cats meow, that whole part of it, like that gets stuck in my head. The whole Stonehenge section, like, you know it's coming. They build that so precisely. Like, you know what it's going to look like. You see it behind his head. Like, you know, I was laughing hysterically like it was the first time. So it's so well paced.
And the whole pod bit is like, you know, there's an extended gag that pays off brilliantly.
They're just in over their heads, you know, and just making fun of that, of like the excess of like arrogant rock stars. And they're all in, and I think Janine's in over her head. Like, she means well. She thinks she's helping. He's blinded by her. Anyway,
just throwaway bits like when they run into the other rock guy at the hotel with Howard Hessman, and Howard Hessman's like, okay, yeah, we're going to go wait over here for the limo. Like, we're not, he doesn't even come with a good excuse as to why he's walking away from this. He's like, yeah, we're going to go wait over here now.
Yeah, no, again, like I can't give this movie a number.
No, 11.
It's iconic. 11 is the number that this movie deserves. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you've never seen This Is Spinal Tap in a theater, if you want to go check out this remastered version of it, it is in theaters for a long weekend. We'll have a link to that down below.